Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Laugh and Learn What's in Our Toolbox or Your Toolbox. And I am joined by the amazing medium Betsy Palmer and Hershe the Shadow Reader. Hello. I'm Tarot Stash, your host, maybe with the most, or, who knows. So, so Betsy, how are you today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you, Gerald.
Good.
Absolutely. Doing very well.
Good. Hershe, how are you?
Phenomenal. And you?
I am swell. I've got a great day coming up with lots of lives, and I'm looking forward to it. And I am really looking forward to this conversation because this is a conversation that it continues to evolve as we're taking care of ourselves and we're supporting ourselves as we get to know our spirit teams and our guides and work with them. This is continues to evolve, and so I'm looking forward to that. Let me do say this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. And the let's say hi to some of the best chatters, the work lurkers, the best lurkers, and the future lurkers. So there's a whole bunch of other lurkers in there. There's the multitask lurkers, there's the tub lurkers, the flying lurkers, the traveling lurkers, the car driving lurkers, washing dishes. Yes, Hershe, what are you thinking? You're going, mm-hmm.
Miles said don't forget the crotch watchers, but I didn't think it was appropriate.
So they are crockpot watching. Okay. That works.
Approval yours.
There you go.
Yep.
And we will say hi to some of the best chatters. And Kaylee, Woo Woo Wonderment is here, and I am on Woo Woo Wonderment's show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are talking about kitchen witchery. So if you want to know about that, the link will be posted in my on my community tab. And Madame Maru's House of Cards is here. Hello. And thank you for putting in everyone's links. Beth Aspasia Rising is here. Hello. Let's see, getting caught up. Free Spirit is here. Hello, Free Spirit. Lexi is here. Hi, Lexi.
Hello.
Pamela Batchelor. And,
hey, hi. I haven't seen you for a while.
This has got to be why, because Lexi was early. She said, I don't think I've ever been this early. And it's like, well, there you go.
There you go.
First time for everything.
Starla. Hello, Starla. Good to see you. And host with the most facial hair of the three. I do have the most facial hair of the three. Rossi is here. Hello. Michelle Marie is here. Michelle Marie, the voice of Jonathan, will be on the Back and Forth with Jamie and Gerald tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, asking the questions. So I'm looking forward to that. And gosh, Mary Hernandez Walker is joining us. Thank you. Janice Kath is here. I don't know. Did I say hi to Rossi? Hi, Rossi. So,
I think so.
work lurking. Starla's work lurking. And so, Tortoiseshell Moon, Kathy is here. Hello. So, today we're building up from the last several conversations about working with our spirit guides.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh,
Deb.
hi, Deb.
Hi.
Unpacking lurking.
Unboxing. Let's call it an unboxing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You could do an unboxing video, Deb. Unboxing all of the stuff that you have.
You move from one building to the other, yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I love the look on Hershe's face. She's like, yeah, Gerald. I hear you. So, and by the way, just before I forget, Hershe and Thomas and I are doing yes and no yawn readings on Friday. So,
cool.
We're doing that. Do you have that on your list?
I do.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind here lately.
It's okay. It's the heat. It's the heat.
It's definitely the heat.
It's the heat. So this idea of a toolbox came up, and we were talking. The three of us were talking about we have things that we're all good at when we're doing well, we're feeling comfortable, we're grounded. We have things that we're good at, and they come naturally to us. And the idea of that is these are skills that are available to us all of the time. Sometimes, however, when stuff gets a little foggy or we get stressed, we forget the skills that we have. So, and so that's part of what we're talking about with this. Either of you have thoughts about, why do we need a toolbox, or what is a toolbox for you? And by the way, I do have to say, Hershe, the only thing more frustrating than watching Scavenger Hunt in live playback is talking to the screen with deck ideas in playback.
Let me know if it works out. I swear to God.
There you go. And Coyote is here. Hi, Coyote. And Dancing Soul Sister.
Hello.
And Beth said, sometimes when we need the skills most, we forget we have them. That is exactly why we do this, and why we're talking about it. So, and somebody I call Saint D is here. Hello, D. Good to see you. So, what about what are your thoughts on why do we need a toolbox?
So, empowerment, self-empowerment, instead of sitting in the twirl, which I'm really good at. Instead of just sitting in the twirl, stewing, having resources available to assist you in meeting your intention, right?
Yeah.
Just say it. And not playing the victim. Not playing the victim. That, to me, is the major reason why the magical toolkit is so important for me.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you smiling about, Hershe?
Because Betsy's good at everything she does. She can even take the thoughts right out of your head. I'm literally over here telling myself, don't forget to say this, don't forget. And then it just comes right out of her mouth. So thank you.
There you go. And some of the best chatters have actually said, let's see, I think it's like packing an emergency bag. It's good to have something for those times when you don't have time to think or plan, and you just need to go. I agree with you, Kaylee. That's
Yeah.
very, very true. And I do know, gosh, it must have been about 3 years ago. The first time I saw it, I think it was like a well-being bag or something. Well-being bag. Little Zen Crone talked about what's in her wellness kit. And this is a similar thing. What's in your wellness kit? And Dancing
Well,
Soul Sister said, that's the crux, and these with these fabulous skills.
and somebody just poked me in the head and said, mention the medicine bag, the Native American medicine bag that everybody had on them at all times. That I wish I knew more about how the medicine bag was put together and the input that folks had who determined. I mean, I'm sure whoever was the medicine person of the tribe had a part in it, but what determined what was in your medicine bag? But it seemed like that was something that was kept for life, right?
Something like that. Yeah. So okay. And Lexi said, I often forget some of my basic knowledge during a reading, especially when I read for others, but I always want things to come out organically. Yes. And one of the things about that, Lexi, is it's like the Eight of Pentacles in the tarot. It's the card where it is, we have these skills, we need to keep using these skills so they become automatic, where we don't necessarily have to think about them. Uh, um, but it's also important that we need to realize when we're in that spiral or when we're not in our comfortable place. So I'm thinking about doing a reading later on, and then things will come floating back. Oh, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Of course, you're drawing a blank. Of course, you're.
Always, right? Which
Yes,
is why we have notes. I made notes the other day, and this was the closest pad I had near me. But yes, I
yep,
have.
It looks like a knock knock.
yeah.
I did put a heart right in the middle. Put a heart on there.
There you go. Medicine bag, herbs mostly for practical and ritual purposes. And Beth did say, speaking of Virgo, catastro, please. Another byproduct of using ritual or tools is the sense of peace it provides. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, and so why does that bring the sense of peace? What is it exactly about following that brings peace to you? I myself think it's because you're taking action. You're choosing the action and the direction that you wish to be moving towards.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Hershe? I want to give you an opportunity to share what's on your mind.
I don't know if I have a conventional toolbox or medicine bag or any of the sort.
I'm glad.
I have is life experiences, right? So this weekend, I have to say this because otherwise it's not going to make sense, right? I've been pushed to looking at something differently in my life, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm questioning things of the nature of why, right? Well, of course, anytime I get to doing that, the universe reminds me in a not so subtle damn way of that answer, right? And it's always some life experience that I've already been through, right? So I then realized that what I didn't need was everything I tried to prep for, right? I've already got everything I need inside of me. I just need to make sure that I'm present and I'm in the moment, right? Having
Yeah.
all of them tools works for people that, it works for. I'm just not one of them that it works for. My tools come in ways that, for one, I didn't understand it when it started. And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
usually stuck with the
Oh, yeah.
tool and I have what to do with the damn thing because that energy isn't there anymore, right?
Yes.
It's living the moment over and over again, literally being my own version of insanity until I understand that I don't need to bring the added necessary things because I've already got enough inside of me to get through it. So sometimes I have to remind myself first to breathe and then to find the memory and grab my hope cup and just go with nothing but my hope cup, because if I did it once, I can make it through it again. I just have to remember that I have it all inside.
And that is the challenge, remembering that we have it, that we have this experience. And I'll tell you, experience is some of the best tool and the best skill set. So and by the way, this just in from Beth. Hershe, do you have a conventional anything, dear?
No. Mm-mm.
I didn't
And I
think
don't
so.
want none either. I don't want it.
Yeah. Tortoiseshell Moon Kathy said, the toolbox helps you be equipped with coping strategies, and everyone's toolbox is different. When we pool our toolboxes of resources together, we can it can be really powerful. Yeah, yeah. Which is one of the reasons that I'm looking forward to this conversation, to find out what's in your toolbox that I might need to put in mine, or I never thought that that's a tool. So Lexi said, all the tools, trinkets, setting an atmosphere for the reading helps with the ritual of the reading. Yes. And I will add on to that. Sometimes I forget to do my daily rituals. I'm getting up, I'm drinking water, I'm lighting candles, I'm burning bay leaves. Sometimes I don't do those for a variety of reasons. And what's in the toolbox is to go back to what I already know, and to what I'm doing. What's the ritual of that? Because the ritual has energy around it. As soon as you start it, it's like lighting some kind of incense. For me, it's frankincense. If I'm lighting frankincense, I'm immediately starting to feel I'm linking up with that. So Liz in Awe is here. Hello. Oh, and Michelle Marie says, Jonathan bought me the fabulous blind spot deck that Hershe uses. It was just delivered. There you go, for a new tool.
Strap on your seatbelt.
Yes.
I want to blind spot reading.
And Marita said, I don't have a toolbox. I have a tool bed.
Okay. Oh, do you have that amethyst crystal bed thing? Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That's nice. Yes. Dancing Soul Sister said, Kathy, that's it. The contents change over the course of the life.
Yep. That's kind of what I was saying. You know, I already have it. I just need to reinforce what I already know.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
And so when is it time to look at our toolboxes or our kits to make sure that we have what's in there? What's an indication to look at that toolbox?
For me, if it's well, there's a variety of reasons. Yes, because yes, in preparation for having clients, absolutely, I have my things that I go through using pieces from my toolkit. But for me, my biggest challenge is getting out of my head and getting out of my own way. So relying on hints from my toolkit can be really empowering. Yeah, if I'm kind of in a twirl and I don't know where to go, if my guides can give me a color, then I know what chakra it associates with and gives me a starting point. That kind of stuff. If I'm attracted to a stone, if I think in my head, boy, I sure would like to have some black tourmaline right now, that tells me, that gives me a hint about where to go.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. What about you, Hershe? When is it time to refresh your toolkit or your tools available to you?
Well, my strongest tool will always be hope, and that's literally the only thing I keep in my box.
Uh-huh.
And unless I'm out of hope, I don't carry anything else with me. I'm not the one that walks around prepared. I'm the one reminding everybody that the abundance you're looking for comes from up there. So to be looking for me to refill anything more than your hope cup, you're looking at the wrong person, because I already have so many things that I have to get through in my own daily thing. But
Sure.
if I take it up a notch and I take it to one of my private clients, right? I'm always going to make sure that I am centered around, for one, my guides, my team, and a lot of ghosts, because that's just what I work best with,
Sure.
including a lot of stones and a lot of crystals. I'm learning to work with like incense. I'm one of them crazy chaos witches. I work a lot with mirrors. I work a lot with fire magic. So those aren't the things people want to see people walking into a room with. When they see fire and mirrors, they start freaking out instead of getting curious. So most of the time I don't show any of my tools to anybody. I do what I do behind a closed door, usually on my own, because of the magic that I practice and people's, forced thoughts that they try to put on me, and I don't allow it. But what I can tell you is the only thing I have in my box is hope.
And is there a way that you refresh the hope?
Oh, absolutely. I have to keep my hope box refilled. I mean, and the only way I do that is turning the box over and turning it upside down and shaking it out and making sure that there's nothing in it that can hit me blindsidingly.
Yeah.
Because, the only thing at the bottom of any box, bag, gift, whatever, is hope. So as long as that's all there's room for, I don't have to worry about other things getting in my way. That's part of life, and I've got to deal with it as it comes, because I'm damn sure not going to let it put me through hell. I'm going to go ahead and deal with it and get it behind me so that I can move forward into the blessing that comes behind the craziness that I just went through.
Yeah. And I think there's a really important thing that you're bringing up, Hershe, is the periodic dumping it out and to looking
Absolutely.
and reminding us of that. And of course, the great comments are here. And okay, and hold on.
So I'm gonna throw in that the tools are very helpful. I think we all benefit from having tools. For myself, when I am feeling fragmented or upset or in a twirl or whatever it is you want to call it, and I'm looking around at things outside of me that are contributing to this upset,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that is an illusion, right? I have begun saying, what is the gift in this?
Oh, okay.
And so what that means for me is my thinking is what the upset is. It's not what's outside of me. It's always what's inside, right? So if I can change my perspective of why is this happening again, or why am I facing this, or what am I supposed to be learning here, which is all to me kind of a resistance. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be getting out of this again. If I say, what is the gift here?
Mm-hmm.
That is when, again, I go to my tools for support. I go to my oils. I go to my jewelry. I go to things that my ancestors had that are important to me. All of those things, to me, represent my intention of self-care.
Yes.
And if I'm talking to my guides and asking them for support, these are all things that are me caring for myself. But
Mm-hmm.
the bottom line is it comes down to what is the gift in this for me?
Yeah. And that, I mean, there is
That's so
a.
much.
What'd you say, Hershe?
I said, I love how she said it. She said it so much better than me. I love it.
She said it differently than you. You were fine.
Yes, I love it.
I
Love
think
it. I love it.
I think it's also important for us to we have to cut ourselves a break because sometimes I don't know when I'm in a spiral.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so um I know there's a lot of energy going on. The month of April was energetically really powerful. May has been powerful. Part of it is remembering to take a periodic check and just to go, okay, what am I noticing? What am I paying attention to? Because when I can do that, it actually helps me.
Yeah.
So,
And when you're honest with yourself, what am I feeling in this moment? And forget the situation and just go straight to the emotion. Mad, sad, glad. It's not that hard.
yep.
Pick one. Don't say I'm feeling frustrated. That's not necessarily an emotion, right? Go to a real honest to goodness emotion.
Yeah. And that takes
Absolutely.
time. Yeah. That takes time, and sometimes there's nothing wrong, and we were talking about this backstage. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. Asking for help is a really powerful thing. It takes a lot of strength to ask for help.
It takes a lot of courage to ask for help
Yes.
because we're oftentimes raised to believe we should be able to do it all ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with you. Suck it up, right?
Yeah.
Asking for help is really powerful. It's a really powerful thing. It's a huge step in self-awareness and self-care.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Amazing chatters are bringing it, so I do want to. I'm going to pull this up. Okay. Okay. Kaylee said every 6 months when you change your smoke detector batteries, the idea of checking your kit, your go bag. So I've had a spiritual maternity ward on my altar since my daughter-in-law and daughter became pregnant or become pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I love that. Well, and that's something that's interesting. If people have altars, refreshing your altar and cleaning them is encouraged. You figure out a time frame to do it. I know for me, it's usually on the cross quarters. So Imbolc, Beltane, Lammas, and then Samhain are great times to do that. So um, I've written a list of small things in my journal. If I have a moment where I want to do something for myself, I love that because this idea of gratitude and glimmer globes, capturing those moments and exercising the recall of the positive things or the things, regardless of how small, is really important. It brings up that hope, right? It just replenishes some of that hope. So, Michelle Marie said, after 2023 steamrolled us, I'm doing a deep dive into shadow work, Beth. The Kali Oracle and the Dreams of Gaia have helped very well. I just looked up our new Pavlov deck, and it's beautiful. Cool. Here you go. Cyclical spiritual cleanse. Kaylee brings up Reiki has been the biggest and most helpful tool in my toolbox lately, able to moderate my anxiety as well as chakra or body issues. That's cool.
That's wonderful.
That's very good. And Beth has been absorbing the idea that we receive joy or lessons and trying to be grateful for both. Well, and to that also, sometimes when I have a strong reaction to something, I try to slow myself down enough to go, what's the strong reaction about? What is it about this that is giving me this reaction? So, Hershe, do you have something to share? I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't mind being put on the spot. I'm severely distracted, guys. I've got literally, I'm watching lightning striking the ground right now. So I've got some horrible storms coming through the area. So I apologize for the distraction. What I can say about the being thrown on the spot. I guess I'm not good on being thrown on the spot. So when I think that I've literally hit rock bottom, guys, I think all I can say about it is that I am not at my rock bottom, because I wouldn't be able to understand if I was at my rock bottom. That's like somebody asking for a blind spot, but they have a question behind the blind spot. To me, it doesn't go together. So I feel like the only dumb question is the ones that people don't ask. I feel like people that don't ask for help are in a spot that they were raised like that. I don't feel that if they would have been raised in an environment where they could have asked questions, that they would see questions as a thing shouldn't be done. So honestly, all I can tell you, as somebody that has come from any side of the track but the right side, to now finding where I'm at today and looking back going, I am a zillion miles away from what I used to be, right? I'm just physically a million miles away from my entire family. Physically, I'm not nothing like I used to be, because I started asking questions and I waited for the answers, guys. I didn't assume I knew the answer, and I didn't take the first one that came my way. If it didn't sit right, I kept asking, because all I kept hearing is, you're not asking the right question. Reword it. So I have different ways to ask it. Don't give up. Keep asking questions and keep pushing forward. You will always level up going forward. Don't try to climb, because not everybody can climb right out of the bat. Not everybody is the fast racehorse, but everybody can have a horse in the stall as long as they know that forward is progressive.
Yeah. I love that idea of you're asking the right question. Because it's like, for those of us who do tarot readings, a good question gets a good reading. And sometimes yet really, and I am working with somebody on helping them with some magic. And we really have to understand it's a peel back. What are you looking for? Really, is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? There's a lot of power in that, and going slowly for that.
I had a mentor. I had a mentor from A Course in Miracles who taught me, if you're asking the same question over and over and over again and you're not getting an answer, it's because you're not asking the right question. There is no lag in time between question and answer, because the answer already exists. That's
powerful.
I have never forgotten that. It's a little over 30 years. I've never forgotten it.
Yeah. Kathy Tortoiseshell Moon said, I have to sift through it semi-regularly. It's more like a magical drunk drawer if left to its own devices.
Wait, hang on just one brief moment. Do you realize, Gerald, you said drunk instead of junk?
No, I did not.
Am I the only one that heard drunk? I don't know. It could be anyway, but I like a drunk drawer too.
I'll co-sign it. I had lightning strike, so I'm gonna assume she's telling the truth, y'all. I'm gonna co-sign it.
Sorry, Kathy, but see, this is an interesting thing, Kathy. I did not pay Kathy to say this. A magical junk drawer. I was doing it again. A junk drawer. Because one of the things when I am in that spiral, a therapist once told me is when you're in a spiral, Set a timer for 15 minutes and put things away for 15 minutes. It is one of those things that, because I am all up here, it's one of those things that if I were to put it onto, a nifty little thing, okay, what are some things that might be helpful for me? Put things away for 15 minutes really works for me. It's like it would be cleaning out that junk drawer because it's organizing. Am I hearing thunder, Hershe?
And
Yeah.
literally, the lightning is striking the road right in front of me, guys. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm ducking for a reason.
Do you need to go out there and do some, storm magic? Because
I'm thinking I need to go collect some of this. This is going to be electrifying.
I just heard face a mirror outward in your window.
Go do that right now. We'll talk about what Beth said, strength or awareness. I have the strength to ask for help. I'm just woefully unself-aware whenever I need it.
Here's what I'm gonna say is,
Okay.
if you think it takes you too long to recognize you need help, I say it's just the process that your being is requiring at this time. That there may come a day, and just suspend disbelief, there may come a day when your soul tells your thinking mind, you don't need to experience this for as long as you are anymore. That you can come to a place where you recognize it's time to move forward sooner. To just entertain the possibility.
Mm-hmm.
It may be the process that serves you now, but it may not always be the process that serves you.
I'm also thinking about some of the reading that I've been doing with Zen studies, some of the Zen books that I've been reading, and part of that is about staying in the moment. And it's like has anybody read the Checklist Manifesto? It's a really powerful book about creating checklists as a way to actually save lives and to become more efficient. It's this idea of I wonder if I'm writing this down. I'm gonna create like a checklist for myself of when I get up in the morning, I do that check for myself. I go through these 4 or 5 things just to check where I am, and it's the same idea of breathing. Yeah.
That's powerful. I love that.
And partially that is inspired, like Jane the Seeker, before she does a reading, and when she does an online thing, she has a prayer that she says to help remove her ego. And it's the same idea. So it's really cool. Okay. So, by the way, Early Ritual Tom is here. Hello, Tom. And Tom is also saying hello to the best chatters. And a magical junk drawer. Yep. And okay, yeah. No apologies, Hershe. Storms rule.
Yeah, I just wish I had something out there collecting the rainwater. That's all I can say.
Do you want to put something out there now?
It's not going to stop anytime soon, by the way it's looking. So I'm good. I will run out as soon as this is over and be like, here we go.
There you go.
Give it to me.
Kaylee said, readings keep saying ask for help. I don't know how, haha. If I did, I would have already. That's a powerful thing to think about, actually. And so maybe that's where you can flip the question and say, how can I ask for help?
They like that question.
Betsy's thinking.
They like when the question starts with how.
I keep seeing somebody standing in the corner that they've painted the floor and they painted themselves into the corner, and now they have to wait for the paint to dry to get out. So, I mean, if that's the statement that serves you, it's the right place to be.
Yeah. just a learning. Well, and what was it you said? What was that? You haven't asked the right question because the answers are already there.
There's no lag in time between question and answer. The answer already exists. Yeah.
That's powerful. That's really powerful.
Because the future you has already asked that question correctly and received the answer. Present you needs to catch up to future you, but it'll get there. You'll get it.
Yes.
It all exists simultaneously. It gets complicated in a hurry, but
Yeah.
And so if you don't know how to ask for help and you have no proof that you have the resources to ask for help, imagine all the times in your life when you had a magical synchronicity that was glorious, like mine today when I woke up really tired and my landlord texted me and asked if I wanted a cappuccino, right? So that's asking for help too, right? Things manifest, the synchronicities, those magical, fun things. It's kind of the same vibe to me.
That's cool. I'm also wondering. I just have this interesting image of a toolbox filled with glimmers. That's what the toolbox is filled with. This idea of that. Okay.
Yeah.
The magical junk drawer is a fabulous idea, Kathy. My friend Jenna has a magical box of random mismatch cards and trinkets that she pulls from. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I have a round table that I do my readings on, and so there's a tray where it narrows at the bottom, and it's full of shells and things, little trinkets that mostly shells that I've found in the ocean, but there's other trinkets in there too. And it's like my glimmer globe, because when every time I look at it, it makes me really happy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Saint D is Hershe, you are so wise. Well,
my grandfather and my cousins, Spike and all of them, they taught me well. I remembered some of it.
Yeah. And Michelle, Marie, and Beth
is Spike into the woo?
Absolutely not. You should know better than the rest of them, but no. But I will tell you, since he's on the other side, he's come to me twice being on the other side and said I should have listened. I should have listened. And I said, it's too late now. Don't come trying to cry now.
Cottonwood Hard. Are you in Cottonwood, Arizona?
Hello. And Mousy is listening. And Lexi said, be safe, Hershe. And yes, this is a progressive discussion. Jeff, good to see you.
Jeff, love your work.
Say that again. I want him to hear this.
Jeff, love your work.
There you go. Buddhism really helped me when I'm in a spiral. Really helps me when I'm in a spiral. Focus on breath and begin to observe my emotions. Really helps.
Have any of you guys tried doing some of those vagus nerve exercises where your eyes cross the midline? There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. It's magic. EMDR is same thing. Your eyes crossing midline. Magic. That's what I've been doing in therapy since COVID. I lucked into someone in my town that does EMDR under Kaiser Permanente.
Accessing the healing power of the vagus nerve. This is eventually going to be a laugh and learn conversation with Jen from My Holistic Self.
It is magic for the physical 3-dimensional world. This is something nobody knows how it works. Apparently, nobody knows why it works. It's like microcurrent. Nobody knows how it works so much, but it works, and who cares?
Yeah,
it works.
Okay, Hershe. Yes.
Yes, I have a question. Is this actually like something really in the brain? Because the brain and me are, I'm like Pinky. I want to know, like for real, that's something really in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a nerve. Yeah.
When I was in my small window of time working in physical therapy, that was a big part of rehabilitation after stroke. When people, one side is not so great, is you get them crossing the midline of the body, and this was in the 90s, mid 90s, or in the 90s. Nobody really understood why crossing midline worked so much. They thought it was something about reestablishing nerve pathway connections, but it's been a thing for a really long time. Crossing midline for human beings has power to heal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's disruptive, which is when we are in a spiral, or when we're in how did you call it? You call it a
twirl.
When we're in a twirl. Okay, Moon Scarab is here, and okay, so I want to cut.
How is 45 minutes in? How it feels like we're just beginning.
It's just crazy. So Dancing Soul Sister said, I have an incredible mundane energy cleanser, a window cleaner. Use it for everything. What a discovery. Yes. It's like, what was it? From my big fat Greek wedding. Windex solves everything. Yeah.
But it's like smudging, right?
Yep.
It's like when you have that not so fresh feeling and you jump in the shower or jump in, immerse yourself in water, right?
Yep. Mo has asked the question, Hershe, why would you collect some of the rainwater? ?
Oh, well, rainwater comes from above, so it's pure, and I use it for my moon waters, my Sprite juice. I use it literally for everything. I use it to shampoo my hair because I don't have to worry about, chemicals or anything that's coming through the tap, or, that is pure. Yeah, it's a little aggressive out there right now, but apparently we need a whole lot of cleansing. So it's going to have to get a little aggressive to move things that aren't resonating. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm absolutely going to need to catch some of it.
Well, and this, this is, the sky may be angry, but Beth had actually said, I think of it as powerful, not angry. And it's one of those things that when we can harness nature's own powers in water, in lightning struck wood, those add a little extra.
That's true, man.
Yeah. So.
And it seems to me that all the solar flares and all that going on is actually just syncing up with Earth's critical mass.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong to say that I think that it could be the reason we are having some of this craziness right now?
I wouldn't say that that's crazy. I think it's probable.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying there's been a whole lot of weather things going on ever since the flare things have been going on, and it's been affecting us greatly. Like, this just doesn't seem normal spring weather to me. This seems out of the ordinary to me.
Yeah, it seems like it's turned up to 11.
Or 12.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Starla said, I try to organize my spiritual toolboxes like I organize my physical tools, multiple toolboxes depending on the situation.
Sure.
That's very true. And I like the idea of boxes and a place for everything and everything in its place. And also whilst making sure we occasionally revisit that to make sure that what we have is still current and needed. So I did say hi to Ramon, and I'm like, Hershe, whatever you do, do not run outside with metal in your hands. Okay?
Yeah, a big metal mixing bowl to catch the rain.
I got this, y'all.
The next laugh and learn, Hershe's going to have on a tinfoil hat.
Yes.
I almost fell out of my chair.
And Kathy said, I have different metaphysical toolboxes for different scenarios, and and each one is a mix of mundane, tangible things as well as non-tangible.
Yeah.
That brings up a really good point. I actually think maybe this is because, Betsy, we've talked about all of the clairs, and we've talked about the physical senses, and Richie and I had a conversation about the sense of smell. Perhaps in your toolbox or your toolkit, whatever you want to call it, you have something that uses or engages your senses. Some Florida water, some incense, a what do they call those? A little doll or something that makes you feel good. What was it? The little blankies? What
The
they
ASMR thing that
could be? Yeah, I mean, and
squishmallow. Get a
yeah.
squishmallow.
So, and vagus nerves are the longest cranial nerve running from your brain to your large intestine.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right, Tom. Thomas doesn't let her use running water. That's why she has to collect the rainwater.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
I was wondering if she was going to go because of that. Yeah, we can't rule out climate change. Yeah. Okay, so they come for the woo and stay for the storm, play by play. Yeah. So, what are some things in your toolbox?
I can answer that question. One of my most important tools, if not the most important tool, is my journal. I have books, whether in print, ebooks, or audio, meditation and or stillness and or mindfulness, colors of the chakras to, as we talked about before, to kind of help me figure out where things are, what am I looking at right now. My altars. I have statuary, photos, trinkets, lots of trinkets, whether it's shells, stone, beads. I have essential oils, incenses, smudge sticks and sprays, meaningful jewelry, that heirloom pieces,
Yep.
friendship pieces or memoirs, lots of stones, social support like tarot tube and Gerald especially.
Aw.
And of course, exclamation point therapy.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that I'm glad you mentioned that because there are professionals who are available to help us and will support us while we do our work.
Having someone that is objective, that is emotionally detached from the outcome.
True.
Is that not the ultimate Buddhist move? I think
Yes.
these things can work hand in hand because with mindfulness, with stillness, for me, my goal is detachment and objectivity and non-judgmental outcome expectations. Expectation and assigning meaning to things, that is the core of the twirl. To have someone who is objective on the outside that can hold space and observe and walk with you on your path of discovery is very powerful.
That's so true. That is so true. And Cottonwood Heart said, "No, I'm new to Vegas. The few cottonwood trees we have are sacred to me."
Oh, nice.
I love
And
that.
Gerald, what about you with your toolkit?
Part of what since we've been playing on this, I have been trying to figure out how do I mean, I have the things on my altars, which are my visible toolkit, even though some people may not know that they're altars. But I also am wondering about putting things on like pieces of paper so that when I'm starting to feel that spiral or that twirl, I can pull out something like a random card that may suggest. And the things on the random card are, it's like I could actually do a gratitude journal. I could journal a little bit. I could actually put on a little card, take a nap. because a nap can be very healing for me. For me, when I am overwhelmed, I shut down because I can't think that fast. And so taking a nap and letting my brain shut down, I wake up and I get solutions to things. I just need that. So
to disengage and walk away from a minute and just let your nervous system calm down,
yep,
right?
absolutely. I already shared the putting stuff away for 15 minutes. Taking a walk is extremely helpful. Just getting and moving my environment and moving my physical body, because it gets things moving, gets me thinking, and it shifts the flow. It shifts the flow. Drinking a glass of water. I'm always a big support for hydrating, because if I'm not feeling well, it's usually a result because I may be well, and I've said this before. It's like, wow, I'm feeling really stiff, or I'm feeling slow today. It's because I haven't had my normal amount of water, or gee, last night I ate a lot of crap, and that doesn't help. So, sunlight. Also, shuffling cards can be very, very healing, because it's like putting all of my thoughts back into play and straightening them up. Really very helpful.
I like that one. That's really interesting.
Yeah, because so you can just shuffle cards, and because that repetition, and part of that could be a ritual, because I do that. So we had talked about crystal. You had talked about crystals. I also like a ritual bath or a ritual cleansing of some sort. A salt scrub, Epsom salt bath, Epsom salt in for your feet, with a little bit of some nice smells. Really, really good. Really very powerful. And I would say I would do a tarot card reading, but I'll be honest with you, when I'm spiraling or spinning or twirling, it ain't going to help. I'm just going to get frustrated. I'm not going to do it. It's just going to go through the motions. So I'll be, other fidget tools are great too, where I find knitting nice too. Yep. It's definitely repetitive, and you, and end up with something positive at the end. Yes. And Lexi was saying that they find feathers a lot and put feathers everywhere in my journal, on my altars, in a small flower vase. Yes. Yep.
I really like it, Gerald, that you brought so much physical and natural elements into your toolbox. Because I think a lot of us probably do those things and didn't. For me, anyway, I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. I do that stuff a lot, and I didn't consider that part of my toolkit.
Well, and it's also pick a color that you like to wear. We all have a favorite shirt. We have our favorite pair of slacks. We have these things. Your favorite mug. I mean, use it.
Things that apparel or things that you don that assist you in feeling confident.
Yes,
right?
That is so true. Yes. Or even, feeling confident, or just feeling happy about where you are. So, I think those are really, really powerful. Starla mentions music. The song "Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of You" by YouTube, or U2, has gotten me through a lot of stress.
Yep. And reminding yourself that this is temporary.
True.
Wherever you are, this is temporary.
Yes.
And what am I going to feel like 2 months from now? What am I going to feel like 2 weeks from now?
Yes. Yes. Music, music is so, so powerful. Yeah. And a lot of times if we have pets, puppies, kittens, oftentimes our four-legged friends know when we need a little push, and they will come up and cuddle, and go ahead and cuddle. And so I think that's a really important thing. Kaylee said, that's been a big thing for me lately, having special jewelry pieces that I only wear during ceremony ritual, as they make me feel very empress in those moments.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Good afternoon, Cindy Lee. So, wow. Everybody, I'm sorry I'm sorry Hershe is, well, I would expect Hershe is probably running outside putting something in to capture water.
She's probably dancing in the rain right now.
Well, I'm not sure I would encourage that with lightning, but okay. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started on my little dewdrop. Bodhi's superpowers are being cute and cuddly. Yes. Hi, Kiba. Well, and let's face it, there are service animals that are taught to recognize when people are going into a seizure or having a low blood sugar. Those are really, really good things. So, but as long as she doesn't have a kite and a key, Hershe out there in the rain. So this has been such a good conversation. Any last minute thoughts about our toolbox?
Self-empowerment. I mean, as human beings, we can so often find ourselves in situations where we feel as if we are behind the 8 ball of circumstances. There's a lot going on. As I've been saying now for a couple of years, we've all been through a lot. None of us are okay. So having resources to assist you in finding your way to your intention for wholeness. I mean, there's nothing more important, in my opinion, in this world. There's just nothing more important.
I love that. I like that a lot. Kathy shared my grimoire, pens, my selenite wand, my robin wood tarot, tea light, bells, meditation, tea, being still, singing, cats, baths, salts. These are a few of my favorite things. Those are really, really powerful. I want to say, don't overthink this. Don't overcomplicate it. Look around you right now, and it's like, what are the things that you have around you that help you feel connected, that help you feel happy? That could be part of your toolbox. So, and I think it's one of those things. Do you need anything other than hope? Probably not. Do you have other things? Great.
Hope is amazing, and to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would treat others. I mean, if somebody came to you in a particular twirl and needed advice, sometimes people just need to vent, but just needed advice, what would you say to them? And to treat yourself with equal kindness, right?
Yep. Michelle Marie has said, I do yoga, mantras, and breath work for normal stress. I used to run marathons, but now I do weightlifting class or get back into martial arts training when I'm extremely stressed. Yeah. It's this idea of, I think, a key thing, and this is hard for me, is to notice when I'm in that twirl. I've said this before, and I recognized it last week, but I didn't do anything about it. When my dishes aren't done, I know that I've got to put myself into a timeout and check where I am.
I'm with you. If my place is cluttered and in disarray, I cannot relax.
Yeah. So I buckled down, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do these. And I just did them with no expectation other than to pay attention to what I was doing. So,
Yeah.
but thank you for being here, Dancing Soul Sister. So fantastic conversation. Thank you for this valuable time together. I will definitely work on my toolbox, nurturing, relaxing little things and practices. Love that.
And, define what you want.
Yes.
The more clearly you can define what you seek, it's a laser instead of a shotgun blast for the universe to offer it to you.
That's true. That's very true.
If you can't define what it is you want, the universe can't offer it to you, because everything you put out there, the answer is yes.
I love that. That's very true. And only, work with one thing for a while and then add to it. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Gentle with yourself. Absolutely.
Yes. Links are below to all of us. All of us do personal readings. So reach out to us. And I look forward to hearing from Hershe to find out how the storm water was and how the storm was. So thank you, everybody, for being here. And we have another conversation in June scheduled to talk about worthiness. And April is going to be joining us for that. So everyone, take care. Thank you.